I'm interested in Project L. I'm not a fan of it not having motions though. I think that I don't know. I don't hate the. I mean, I kind of hate the no motions thing. Actually, that transitions into the conversation for today. Well, the topic. Arxis did an interview with IGN today, and they were talking about Guilty Gear. You know how Strive's been for the past 2 years, and thoughts on fighting games as a whole. But you know, the whole article is right here. You guys could check it out here because he talks a lot about Guilty Gear and like fighting games in general. But one thing that I thought was very interesting in this article. So in the article, you know, IGN asks, and then is there anything that you would think you would like to have done differently or anything on that side of it? So what I thought was interesting was, so how do I put it? Amongst different, I guess you would say competitive games, fighting games in particular, have a high bar of entry. It is really hard for new people to join in on that. So if there's something that I wish I could do better next time, it is to make that a lot easier. Make it easier and simpler for people to be able to just join in the game and really start to enjoy fighting it. So basically we're trying to make fighting games even easier, which I thought was a weird thing to put, because I think most people would probably agree Strive is probably on the easier side of the Guilty Gear franchise. Most people would probably say Strive is the easiest Guilty Gear game out right now. And you know, Street Fighter V did the whole easy route. Street Fighter V was much easier than Street Fighter 4, which got me kind of scared. I'm like, bro, how much easier can you be making these games? I don't hate on the games being easier, because I definitely think it's still hard to win in. I think that's just like the competitive nature of fighting games, like they said. But like, how much easier are we talking? There's no like hard combos. I never feel like there's ever like a reason to lab a super hard combos or anything, because like the combos in every fighting game are easy. You're more labbing situations and like player matchups or player character matchup more than like combos or like just doing cool stuff in training mode. I see you say Dragon Ball FighterZ easy. I definitely think FighterZ was an easy game. Would I put Fighters as the easiest fighting game out right now? I think if you're actually a new fighting game player, I would probably recommend you to play Dragon Ball Fighter, because I do think it's probably like one of the easier games to pick up. But even talking with like the new games like Project L, I know Project L is supposed to be coming out soon. There's been a lot of talk. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Project L. I know there's a Project L. Yeah, but even talking about just like Project L or something, Project L is not supposed to have motions, which I remember they said. I'm trying to find the article where they said it, or it was more recent. It was something like super recent. I'm trying to find like the article and the video that they actually said it, but they said Project L is not going to have motions because they think it's hard for people to get into the whole motion input thing. Which I think it's so weird how I feel like there's no correlation between people not buying the game because they have motion, because the game has motions in it. Very, very much easier, and I don't agree with a lot of the changes. I mean, it's just a whole fighting game thing. Like I said, I don't know if I'm out of touch or just like, are motions really that hard? I'm out of touch. That's what it is. I'm just out of touch. Motions are hard. Okay, maybe I am just out of touch. Maybe I just got used to it really fast. Maybe I'm the boomer. I think people just don't like losing. Yeah, me personally, I just think people don't like losing, and it's hard to really reflect on a fighting game to know why you're losing besides saying the game's too hard. Even if people are coming from Riot's games, say like you play League of Legends and you just want to try a Project L, like doing a motion, I don't know. I feel like I don't know, if I had to teach somebody how to do a motion, I feel like I could teach them in like 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, I guess you would compare it to like sports. Like, you don't want to learn how to play basketball, but you do want to play I don't know. Like, I feel like there's nothing you can really compare that to, because this doesn't happen in other genres of video games. Like, no one ever says, oh, X game is too hard or Y game is too hard. Never happened. Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's the same as like learning a meta or like learning peaks or angles or whatever you might do in another genre. Learning motions is probably just as simple as that. Arcade era? Well, in the arcade era, you couldn't even really practice. I can literally, if I wanted to practice motions, say I just got Street Fighter V, I could literally just boot up training mode and do like drills for it. Like, I'm not gonna mess up this, but I've been doing this for like years now. I mean, I don't want to say it was because I'm a professional, but like, I'm not gonna mess up a motion. It's just built in now. Look how crisp those quarter circle forwards are. Like, it just rolls off the tongue for me. I don't know. I think it's weird. Like I said, in my opinion, I do think fighting games shouldn't be trying to get easier. I definitely think there's something like the fact that they said Strive's hard for people is kind of mind-boggling for me, because I definitely think Strive's on the easier spectrum of video games. I think Strive's probably like, if I had to make a tier list, Strive's definitely like on the A plus side, on kind of easy. I think Strive's very easy to understand and very easy to play. But if people are thinking Strive is hard, I can't imagine what was in the store for the future of fighting games. That's all I'm saying. Like, from playing Street Fighter 6 too, I think Street Fighter 6 is way more complicated than Strive, but if people think Strive is hard, I don't know what to tell them for 6. Do I think motion controls will eventually go away? I hope not. I think for a legacy fighting game player, they will never really take away motion control, but I do think some fighting games will not have them. I think people see Smash and definitely think we don't need motions anymore, because like Smash technically is the best-selling fighting game, and look how successful Smash is. And Smash is only on one console too, which also you got to think about. So they probably see it as, let's just try to copy Smash or something. But I think Smash is popular because of the IP. I think people underestimate how much weight the IP actually holds, because Dragon Ball is like super successful. I think the IP helps a lot, and I think Smash is super successful because Mario's in the game, bro.
Name a game that rewards you for just playing instead of just winning. Like more.
You don't have to win in fighting games to what you call it. Think about it. I mean, there's no battle pass in like Street Fighter 5 or Dragon Ball. No fighting game has a battle pass. But even the games like Overwatch, like, even if I just play, I'm still completing the battle pass. Every game's like that. I don't think fighting games need a battle pass, but you know, maybe in the future they just do like a battle pass or something. Like I said, I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. Like I said, I came across this article today, and like I said, they said Strive was too hard, which I think is very weird to even read Strive as too hard. But like I said, it is what it is. People pick up Tekken and Mash.
Yeah, but
Tekken's Tekken. Even if you look at the most popular fighting games, well, the most popular fighting games will always be Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat. But it's funny because Street Fighter is the most popular fighting game in the FGC. Like, Street Fighter, I feel like, is always the game with the most entrants. Obviously, Strive kind of took that away when it first came out, and most games take that away when they first came out. When 6 comes out, obviously 6 is probably going to be on top again. But Street Fighter 6, I don't think it's probably still going to be the most sold fighting game. I think Mortal Kombat is still the most sold fighting game amongst casual. I think the casual audience and the competitive audience are two entirely different people. Because I think, if you don't count Smash, I think Mortal Kombat is the most sold fighting game, if I'm not mistaken. We all started by losing. Bro, I was so bad at Marvel 3. I was so bad at Street Fighter 4 when I first started, bro. I feel like you're going to be bad at the beginning. It's just, you gotta make the journey and get better. I was so bad at like Marvel 3, Street Fighter 4, 5. The only reason I got good at 5 was because I kind of had like an understanding of what to do after I started playing fighting games for so long. Like, now when I get a fighting game, I kind of already have an understanding of what to look for. But when I played like 4 and Marvel 3, I was horrible. They don't want to learn anymore. So you think it's just kids nowadays not wanting to learn how to play something, or just like being stubborn, or being like, this should be handed to me, kind of like participation trophy. I remember I still have this trophy for winning in basketball, and I saw somebody, like, now that I went back to the what you call it, the camp that used to give out basketball trophies, I see that they started giving out participation trophy, and I was like, what is this nonsense? Why are people getting trophies for participating? Only give it to the winning team. What is this nonsense or participation trophy? You don't deserve anything. You lost. TikTok era of low attention span. Bro, you would think? Whoa, I don't understand the low attention span era. Bro, a fighting game, I can click on this ranked match and probably be finished within like 5 minutes. Isn't that the low attention span people want? If I try to play a Valorant game, I'm gonna be there for like 45 minutes. I don't believe in the low attention span. Yeah, learning how to play an instrument is actually kind of the same as playing a fighting game, but I guess, yeah, your ego doesn't get hurt because, like, you're not doing anything. Well, there's no one beating you. You don't hear you lose or anything. When you're playing an instrument, like, you might mess up, but then, like, the only person who hears it is probably you if you're practicing alone. Gaming's for fun. People play the games to have fun. Bro, I played Overwatch games. I've seen League matches. I've seen plenty of other games. I don't think people are having fun. Some people that play those kind of games, I feel like sound completely miserable. I mean, I get annoyed playing Street Fighter 5. You know what's different? I get annoyed playing Street Fighter 5, but I get annoyed when I'm winning in Street Fighter 5. When I play like Overwatch or something, I get annoyed at my teammates, but that's normal. I don't get annoyed when I'm winning in Overwatch. I get annoyed when I'm winning in Street Fighter 5. Losing's the issue. I think more people just have to be more accepting of losing, which is hard to do because people just get annoyed with losing. If the matchmaking is good, shouldn't a player win over around half the matches? Okay, one thing I do like about fighting games, and I will attest to this in my well, not in a video. One thing I do like about fighting games, okay, you know, I would have to say I am very good at Street Fighter 5, and you know what? I'm very good at Street Fighter 5, and my win rate shows it. Well, yeah, my win rate shows it, basically. I'm very good at Street Fighter 5. My win rate with Laura is 95%. That is extremely high. That's a pretty good win rate for somebody who's pretty good at Street Fighter 5. I watch some of the Overwatch streamers or League streamers, and they be playing like Overwatch and League all day. They could be like top 500 or Grandmaster, and I'll look at their record for the day, and they'll be like 2-7. I feel like being good at those games don't really correlate because you can't show off how actually good you are, if that makes any sense. Because of the... It's because I play against a shit ton of diamond players? That's not even true. That's one thing I do like about shooters. I mean, I walk about fighting games. If you're good at a fighting game, you kind of just crack. Like, you're not... No one's really going to beat you if you're actually just that good. All the best Overwatch and League streamers all have like a 50% win rate, which is still insane to me.